Hey Ian, you ready?
You bet I am. What are we talking about tonight? And talk about guns?
If it's not a 30 cal, I'm not in.
Jeez, mate, that's not very inclusive. Have you seen Jono?
Hey Jono, you ready?
Well, God knows where he is, mate. He's probably caught up in the neighbour's wire again. Are you ready to go? Let's do this.
Mate, I'm ready. Let's crank it up.
Righto then. Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of the Hunter's Campfire, where we're going to talk about all things hunting and the great outdoors. And we'll probably throw in a few tips along the way.
You want a tip? Say it once, say it 1,000 times. Goats love rocks.
Or a few things about deer. Mark, what do you reckon about deer?
As a deer hunter, I love hunting pigs.
Well, that's about as useful as I expected it to be. Oh, check it out. Here comes Jono. He's being chased by the neighbour's dog.
Okay guys, let's get this started. Welcome to the Hunter's Campfire. Pull up a chair, get comfortable. It's time for the Hunter's Campfire. Good evening, gentlemen.
Howdy,
Good
Mark.
evening, Mark.
And for those listening, Jono is with us. Ian, who we might refer to as Hurls today.
I think
And
we'll
I'll
have
explain
to.
that for
yes.
a sec.
Good idea.
Who's just back from overseas. And we have with us, joining us tonight, is Ian Head. Hence, and we'll refer to Ian as Ian and Hurls as Hurls. So that's why we won't get that confused as we go. So, guys, before we get into talking with Ian about hunting in Africa, why don't we do a round of traps? So, lead off. Ian, Hurls. I'm going to get confused on this one.
You are going to get confused.
Tell us about what you've been doing. Zip
I don't
lining and
know.
other things.
I'm trying to remember the last time we actually got together. It seems like a long time ago. You guys filled in the blanks while I was away, which is great. But it was a personal holiday away for me. It was my son's 7th birthday. So as you do, as a good dad, you take him overseas. That's probably not normal. But anyway, we did it. Off to Legoland in Malaysia we went and gave him a really good birthday party over there. And then we had a bit of family R&R in Koh Samui in Thailand. So it was... probably I was explained it's the first time I've been on a holiday that doesn't involve backpack and adventuring. This time we were forced to relax and do family at a resort side place. 7-year-old legs, they don't last too long. Although, you probably put 20 kilometres on them every day, wandering around the various different marketplaces and things that you find in Thailand. But it's probably also the first holiday I've ever been on as a family with Zave, my young fella, where he's been an active participant rather than being dragged around as a toddler. So, it's great when they're that age. They can order off a menu, they can do all sorts of things and choose what they like. And, it was a great trip away. So relaxed is the word. Getting up every morning and deciding which pool to slide into for the next few hours was really difficult, day after day after day. But I suffered through it on behalf of everybody else and made it back safe and sound. So the downside to all of that trip was that when there were a lot of storms over here while I was away. And storms mean power surges, and power surges mean fridges that don't turn back on again, which means that I've got 2 game fridges filled to the brim with deer, buffalo, sheep, fish, everything you can imagine that I've hunted for the last couple of years. It is now going to make top quality dog food. It was warm when I got home, and the freezers hadn't turned back on. I was so devastated. All my buffalo meat. So, Jono,
All of it.
all
I've
of
got
it,
2 back
the
straps.
last bit, except for the
I've
2
got-
back straps that you kindly put in your freezer for me, is my last scrap of game meat that I have left.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
so
happened
devastated.
it's happened to me before. I've had the kids go get a Super Duper out the freezer and leave the freezer open, and everything has melted. So I can sympathise with you, but yeah,
I've
buffalo.
got roosters, I've got red, I've got fallow. Oh my goodness, so much meat. But anyway, no one's fault. It's just one of those things, bad timing. I probably won't try and go away in storm season again, or I don't know, maybe a generator that kicks in or something. I'll have to figure something out, but I can't have that happen again.
I've got a 4-pack of Buffalo Burgers care pack in the freezer for you. So next time you're down, you can take that mine.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'll take every last scrap of it.
That's right. They're in 4-packs. You can have a 4-pack. They're in the freezer.
Amazing.
It makes me worried now because I've got a 300+ litre freezer downstairs, and waking up every half an hour to go see if the lights on.
Man, oh man. I mean, anyway, I won't dwell on it anymore. I've thought about it all day. I only found it this morning. I got home yesterday around lunchtime and had no reason to go and check the freezers out. So I only just figured it out. But
did the smell alert you to it?
No,
or?
it wasn't a smell. There was no smell. It's defrosted over 5 or 6 days. You could maybe salvage something and have a go at it,
It's
but
there's no risk.
Yeah,
I wouldn't take the risk.
Wary,
No.
very wary.
Yeah.
For me, it was
way down
the
the bottom, maybe, but
it
was.
it's not worth it.
It wasn't warm to the touch, but it certainly wasn't cold.
No, I certainly wouldn't risk it.
Anyway, so that's
unless you get in there now and make 300 kilos of mint, turn it all into sausage.
No, it's well and truly. I've turned the freezer back on. It's now 2 dog meat freezers. That's just how it is.
No, there you go.
So what else can I share? Not much. Nope, I'm going to leave it at that. It was my fun news for the day.
And, that's a bit of a bent downer. So what about you, Jono? Give us some happy news.
I don't think I don't have anything as disappointing as Ian's.
Thank goodness.
Certainly nothing exciting. I think just been dealing with the weather. That's probably what's been going on here is rain every single day. It's been pretty miserable for the last few days. What have I been doing? I've been spending quite a bit of time on getting the boat ready because we're going to hopefully be heading off next weekend chasing, if there's any marlin left, but some game fish. So we were supposed to go at the end of October, but we couldn't because of the weather. So we did reschedule for the end of November. So hopefully, and Ian's looking around very concerned because he's forgotten about this. I can tell.
Yeah. I need game meat. I'm coming.
So we're supposed to be going up to the off Harvey Bay around Fraser to go and chasing some game fish. So marlin, and whatever else we can find. I know they've been having a pretty good season. Some big cobia. So I've been getting the boat ready. I had the motor serviced. Be getting the rods ready, getting the tackle ready. So hopefully the weather holds out because it's been pretty miserable. I was hoping to head out this weekend, but the wind's not looking good. So
no, it's going to pick up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So since I'm coming on this adventure, what weekend did we book again?
the last weekend of November, first weekend of December.
All right, I can work to that. Good stuff.
Yeah. So that's the 30th and the 1st that weekend.
Very good. Marlin fishing. That'll be fun.
Marlin fishing. End of the season, but hopefully there'll be a couple around.
Yeah, no, that'd be really good. Did you cover? I wasn't here last week. Did you talk about your meat run? You went up for a deer a couple of weeks ago. John?
No, I didn't end up going on that one. Actually, I ended up pulling out. It didn't happen for me. I ended up pulling out last minute. Yeah, family issues, which is fine. I had a full freezer, unlike you. Well, you did, but not anymore. But yeah, my freezers are still okay. So I didn't end up going. I ended up giving my spot to someone else who needed the meat more than I did. So I was just going to go to help the farmer and just to do a bit of a cull. But yeah, there was some people who hadn't got any meat in the freezer, and I gave my place up for them, so it didn't go.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, I've just been sitting on the computer doing videos, to be honest. So we've relaunched the first BRX video, in which is the how-tos, which is the caliber conversion.
That came out really well.
It did. Yep. I'm really happy with that. Actually, we launched that today. And also for SSAA, I put together a video on the chapuis. So that's coming out as well. And the next BRX video, which is the stock change out, it will be released in a few days. So yeah, those videos seem to come up really nicely, and showed you how easy it was to do a caliber conversion on that rifle. You know, what was it?
Before you move on,
yeah,
Ian, since we're going to be talking to you about African hunting, the gun that Mark just named. Aha.
No.
Chapeau.
So you say
Chapeau.
chapeau.
I'm looking for
Chapeau.
the learned experience of
I
Ian
don't know
here.
about that.
and whether
It's French,
and whether you
man.
know the brand and can pronounce it, because we've been debating it.
I do know the brand. Yes, it's all those double rifles of most of the main manufacturers they're all excellent guns. It's just personal choices.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful gun.
You know, they're excellent guns.
It is completely impractical. Boots the hell out of you. Wants to kill you. No man killer at both ends. Not much good over 100 yards, but still, it's the most fantastic rifle to hunt with I've ever done it with. But it's a real quandary. That is. There's so much that you, on paper, you wouldn't own one.
What caliber is it?
9.3 by 74.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
It's
And,
not a big banger.
Not real big, but
Not a big banger,
the full
It's a
timber
nice banger.
stock.
Yeah.
The full timber stock is not a really good recoil pad on it.
Yeah.
So,
You should have seen Mark's arm at the end of the territory.
after a week of chasing around the territory, I had quite a bruised arm. Though there was buffalo on the ground, so and I didn't care about it. So that's why I've been doing the videos. They're coming up quite nicely, and we've got a couple more around the territory coming up soonish as well. We've got that gear video that you and I shot, Ian, that Hurls, that one, under the tree, the gear one. That'll be probably coming up soon, and we'll keep punching them out.
Yeah, no, very good. Also on the socials today, 99.9 thousand
It's probably gone up.
downloads.
probably gone up.
99.9 thousand. Is that it?
I'll just check right now. It's probably gone up. That was this morning or last night. So we're closing in 100,000, and the reality is that 100,000, as we admit, is probably it's probably
Long
better
time
than that.
past. Yeah.
But that's we were so poor at setting up the podcast when we set up. We don't have good analytics, so we have to go by Podbean, and I'm just going to check it right now.
All right. So 99.9 thousand downloads across the.
It's actually saying we're at 100K. But
There we
I'll
go.
check on that.
Done.
No, I'll make sure that's.
That was me randomly clicking refresh
right.
to get the numbers up.
What's it
Wasn't
going to say?
Manipulation.
If there was a way to give the 100,000th download a mega prize pack, we would have. But
Well,
sadly for everyone.
we've gone. We're at 49. We passed 100,000. That was 49. That was 49 downloads ago, mate.
wow,
We've already
very
gone.
good.
We've
Oh,
shot
there we
past
go.
it.
Cue the
Yeah.
balloons, Jono. There we
We're
go.
at 100,049.
Congratulations, guys. That's pretty amazing.
That is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you.
That's right. We've missed it. Well, it's like when you watch you're in your car and you
I did that with
100,000.
100,000.
Click over 100,000 and you took it away and it's gone over.
Oh well, there's the excitement.
That's
That's great.
We're now there. We go. So that is quite exciting that we've got there. Actually, I'm going to see if I can grab a screenshot of
Over
that.
what period of time, guys?
Started in 2022.
That's very, very good.
Hmm.
So that's when that all came together. So and as I said, we're onwards and upwards. Million next. We want to do a million next.
Really. Well, the trajectory is that it'll happen fairly
Yeah, it's
quickly.
exponential from here, isn't it?
That's
how
right.
it goes.
Well,
We've got to keep working.
The jump, certainly the jump between 22 and 23 was pretty impressive. It has leveled off a little bit. That was a impressive jump. Shame it didn't follow that trajectory. But yes, it's over 100,000 and what, 108 podcasts?
Yes,
Yeah,
we launched 108.
This will be
last week,
109. This will be
Yeah,
109.
correct.
Okay. So, anything else, gents, before we jump in?
Let's move on. I
let's
want to
jump in
hear
on.
about
Okay,
Africa.
let's move on. Let's talk with Ian. So we have Ian Head with us, who we met through Valhalla Tactical.
Yes.
And the way we met Ian was Ian has been involved in the outdoor and hunting scene for many, many years, which we're going to ask him more questions about tonight. But specifically, we cross paths initially with Ian around Tatonka and Hunt Tech, which is gear that we use, and that's where it all began. So, Ian, we might throw straight over to you, and for those watching too on video, you can see there's some very nice trophy mounts on the wall behind Ian, which we're going to ask about later. But if you'd like, do you want to give us a kind of history to date of your involvement in the industry and in hunting?
In the outdoor industry, I've been involved for 40 or 43 years. For the hunting industry, I've always grew up in Horsham. I was always a hunter. Grew up when we were allowed to have slug guns in our bedrooms. That was the growing up stage. I was a scuba diver, a spear fisherman, hunter and gatherer for all my life. And when I had a great schooling and had too good of a time at school, and I failed, my father said to me, get a job. So I came to Melbourne. And when I came to Melbourne, I got a job in the bank. That was great. I knew nobody coming from the country. So my passion was scuba diving and spearfishing. So I went to the local scuba shop and got a second job so I could afford my sport. I'd met future partners when I first came to Melbourne. It's a long story if you're into coaching. When I was 12 years old, my very first pay packet, I bought a magazine called Spearfishing in Australia by a guy called Barry Wather. 10 years later, I was working in the bank doing an import-export bill department, and this guy Barry Wather started a business up called Skin Diving in Australia. Diver Supplies Australia at that stage. And I was doing all these import-export documentation for them, unbeknownst who it all was. Long and short of it all, I ended up meeting these guys. And one day they asked me whether or not I wanted to. They said, do you have a spare $100,000 to start up a new business? And I said, I'm a banker. I give it. I don't have it. And then one of the guys said, well, what about 50? He said, you're not listening. I'm a banker. I give it. I don't have it. Got to 10,000. I said, done. So within 3 months, I got promoted in the bank. I resigned from the bank, got divorced, and started up in 1983 Outdoor Survival Australia with these two guys.
Wow.
It's all because I met them through scuba diving, spearfishing. When I first came to Melbourne, my hunting career took a backseat except for duck season. I went to every duck opening religiously. That was my passion, bird shooting, not so much shooting game or anything like that. Long story short, I bought my partners out. No, on my 40th birthday, my wife bought me a safari to go to Africa for the first time. That was in 1994, February 94, January 94, we bought it. I went there in May 94, 1 month after Mandela became president. That was a total learning curve about Africa. Amazing learning curve. I expect to see white guys everywhere running the place. But it was the black police were there to greet you. It was just totally different to what we've been shown on TV, how the place is being run. It was just incredible. I went there in 94, went and shot my first animals. I shot a bush buck up in the corner, was the first animal I ever shot. I shot 3 or 4 animals, which was all right. Went back in 95 with my best friend, our wives, and we hunted again. And then I thought, how can I come back here and enjoy it and cover my costs? I know I'll start a business. So we started a business called World Class Wing Shooting, because we're more into the bird shooting than the game animals. That was great. My deal was I didn't want commissions. I didn't want anything except to come back and not pay the daily rates, pay the trophy fees if you shot an animal because the farm had to live. And that was good. So I sent some guys over there for a few times. and built up huge credits and thought, well, I better start doing this differently. So in 2000, I registered World Safari Expeditions and started doing it properly because we'd sent so many people over. We'd done all the paperwork for them. We knew pitfalls, who to advise them, what to do. And we just kicked it off from there. 2000 is when we really started. 2005, I met a guy at Safari SCI in that was in Reno, and unbeknownst to me, I took some guys bird shooting on his stepsister's property in Botswana, and we become friends from there on. And we really started doing a lot of business together, sending multiple clients to this guy because he had a product that I thought was, it was really Africa. The first time I went to Africa, I ended up on a sheep station. Okay? It was a lot of game animals, fantastic game animals, but you could have been hunting anywhere in Queensland or Gippsland, I say. It wasn't Africa. You saw a few monkeys, saw baboons, but it still didn't breathe Africa. This place I started going to, they had a lion breeding program. They had elephants outside the fence. They had monkeys running across and baboons running across the top of the cottages. Lock your doors so the baboons don't get in. That was Africa. It had fever trees. So for somebody going for the first time, you could send them to somewhere where they knew they'd been, to the Dark Continent. And that's a quick summary of how I got it all together. Now, we've been doing it ever since. It's a passion. I still am now the managing director of RSA Brands, the outdoor company. But my passion is WSX. You ring up my office to ask about hunting, you get straight through. There's no holds.
So for those who are listening and watching and who, a lot of our audience are pretty new to the hunting game. And I mean, myself, I don't know anything about hunting in Africa other than, what I've read in books. So where do you fit into the picture of, that supply chain that gets me on the ground hunting in Africa? Where are you in that part of that supply chain?
Okay, I see myself now as a complete one-stop shop. I like talking to the clients first to see what they expect. Do they expect to see the big five? What's the animal they want to hunt the most? Because in South Africa, everything is there, but may not be indigenous to that location. Does it make sense? Like if you want to hunt a kudu, I can send you anywhere. Kudus are everywhere. You want to hunt a gemsbuck, you don't go to the Eastern Cape to hunt a gemsbuck as your prime animal. That's a desert animal. So you've got to go to the Kalahari or to Namibia or Botswana, That's if that's your prime animal. If you wanted a black wildebeest, you don't go to Namibia because it was never indigenous there. It was indigenous in South Africa. Cape buffalo is indigenous everywhere. So I sort of ask people, A, what's your budget? B, what do you want to hunt? What do you want to achieve? Then we try and give them options to fit their needs.
So do you typically find that a customer comes to you well researched, knowing full well what they want to hunt?
No.
Yeah, I thought that might be your answer.
Well, that's good. That's a good.
I just did the SSAA show, and we had a lot of people come. Right? They really didn't know what they want. They like the idea of going to Africa, but they don't know how to go about it. And so, as I say to them, I'm your one and only point you need to have in Australia so that you've got somebody to come back to if there is an issue. I've met a guy the other day who's already booked his hunt. The South African operator, it's a fair price what he booked. It was okay. But when he said about the import permits and export permits of his rifles, the South African guy didn't really want to know. He told him how to get it into South Africa, but didn't tell him how to get it out of and back in and out of Australia. They're the little intricacies that they're not hard, but if you don't do it right, you get yourself into trouble.
Absolutely. And it adds a
and then if you book the wrong airlines, if you book the wrong airline, some airlines won't carry firearms.
Yeah. When we talk to people about heading over to New Zealand, it's totally different, but the import-export permits are the same. That can be the most stressful part of the trip because, weeks leading into it, you still haven't heard back about your permits because they have this time period in which they will respond. You will get it back within 2 weeks of your trip.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that you put it in 3 months early. No one's going to talk to you. It's over there in the pile that says 3 weeks to go. And then it's the 2 weeks to go pile, and then they'll start talking to you. But,
exactly.
the first time you go there, you freak out. You're like, well, I haven't got my permit yet. Is my whole trip a bust? I've booked these guides, I've booked these helicopters. I still don't even know if I can take a gun there yet. It's a stressful process. So I can see having somebody like yourself here that understands the process would be invaluable. Absolutely.
It makes it seamless and painless.
Yeah.
Same goes for the South African side. I've now got clients who they haven't booked the New Zealand hunt through me, but they've asked me to do their permits. Now that's a whole new learning curve. New Zealand import permits now.
Yeah.
Used to be one page sheet. Now
it used to be nothing. You used to just pick your bag up and gun up off the carousel and say, I'm supposed to go to the little hole in the wall that says police and get a permit or get my temporary license if you bother. Because your next stop's the helicopter. They're not following you anywhere. Yeah, it's certainly changed. It's what happens when people start shooting people, I guess.
Well, it used to be like that in South Africa. The first time we went to South Africa, the guys just said, what do you got? Oh, that's a nice looking rifle. Have a good hunt. Away you go.
Yeah.
The Nubians nearly like it, but a little bit of paperwork, but they're also quite easy to deal with.
My first trip into New Zealand, the rifle came out on the carousel with the bags.
Yeah.
You go to the hole in the wall and the policeman opens the case in full view of the public. There's no quiet room like there is, heading into Brisbane Airport where they lock you into a room that you can't get out of and check whether you've got a magazine or a bolt in there. Yeah, it's madness. But I think that's a great experience. But just back to my original question about, the people come educated, and you're saying that a lot of them don't know what to do. I would fall into that category. Hunting for me, by and large, is the adventure. The trip that we went on up north that we were talking about prior to the recording starting, it was absolutely about the trip and the adventure and the team that was going up, and the hunting was the reason we were going, but the experience was just second to none. I can imagine Africa for me being quite different. I mean, quite similar to that I'd love to go, but I can't pick an element off a list. I wouldn't know where to start. So how do you go about that? Like, how do you?
I think that's a really good question.
How to start? Yeah.
The first time I went, I bought a hunt at the SCI auction. My wife said, "I'll buy you a hunt for your birthday, for your 40th birthday." I don't think she had the word buy out of her mouth. My hand was up for $600. I had 4 days in Africa. Now, who's going to go for 4 days?
Yeah.
So I could at least take 7. So I had to have extra days. They gave me a list of 3 animals that I wanted. That was in the program. I didn't know what they were, to be honest. But what I did remember reading as a kid, if you went to Africa, bird shooting was free. So being a bird shooter, I said, I never missed a duck season. I wanted to go and shoot some birds. So I said, I'll take those 3 animals, I'll put some extra days on it, and then I'll shoot some birds. That was the plan. I then started reading about animals. I said, well, I'd really like a bushbuck. I'd really like a nyala. I'd really like a warthog, because being an Australian, you've got to shoot a pig.
Yeah.
And I'd like a zebra. They were the 4 animals I wanted. I ended up shooting, and when I got there, the guy said, what's on your list? They called it a list. And I really hate that word, but it's only one way to start the whole journey. Because when you get there, you end up throwing that list out the window. Because once you see the animals for real, oh, that didn't look that good.
Oh, that one's
You know,
pretty.
just
Yeah. That gold one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's right.
exactly. What's
Which
a
is
golden
why I'm never
wildebeest, you know?
going.
You would love it
Trigger
more.
happy.
Oh, yeah, oh, well, look at that,
Start
yeah.
with a list to get a budget in mind.
Yeah,
Sure. Don't to budget.
Don't start with a budget.
stretch budget.
Yeah, you've got to have something. And I never wanted a kudu. I didn't think they were at all. I didn't want a kudu at all.
Surprises me.
So I shot my wildebeest. I shot my bushbuck. A guy offered me a baboon. I couldn't shoot that because too much like a person, but I sort of regret it now because it was up on the cliff. He would have dived like an Indian coming off the cliff like all the Westerns. I shot my zebra. We hunted pigs, couldn't find a pig. No, this is a land of pigs, couldn't find a pig. I wounded a nyala. So one of the things you must understand when you wound an animal, you pay for an animal. It's valuable. If you don't find it, you still pay. And I shot this nyala, which is it's probably the animal I wanted the most. He leapt up in the air like a heart shot, and everybody slapped each other on the back saying, fantastic, let's go down and look at it. Do you think we could find it?
Yeah.
You know, like even the PHs beside me said, that's a heart shot. And anyway, we looked for that for a day and a half and wrote it off, and I ended up paying for it. So long and short of it, they said, oh, let's go look for a kudu. Okay. Because they're pushing me to look for a kudu. And I was pretty despondent because, I had to pay for something I didn't get. Long and short of it, we went and shot this kudu. After a couple of attempts, we had 2 or 3 drives trying to shoot kudu. Then on the last day and the last afternoon, we went out and we saw this kudu, and I shot this magnificent kudu. The guy said, oh, that's fantastic. They all slapped me on the back saying, you've shot a wonderful. I thought, I'm being tossed off here.
Oh,
It wasn't until all the farmers turned up to have a look at this animal, I thought maybe I did shoot something special. And it ended up going in SCI, went number 10 in the SCI books for many years.
Wow.
It's a 51-inch Eastern Cape kudu, which is big for them. Anything over 46 is good for them. Now they've interbred. This is the trouble. They've interbred the Eastern Cape with the greater kudu, and so they're getting hybrids up in the 53s. So, is that good or not? I don't know. But any kudu over 50 inches is a fantastic kudu. Mine's not if you put mine up against a greater kudu, mine looks tiny, but it's beautiful and formed. So it's special to me.
Yeah, for Eastern Cape, they typically don't get very big. It's the greater kudu that's got the length. So the Eastern Cape kudu has never been known for its size, but they're getting up there now. They've introduced a lot of genetics as well.
Yeah, that's right.
As you said,
down to the top, Yeah.
So
that's an issue.
I'm from South Africa, so
okay, then. So
I know.
What are you interviewing me? Talk to you. You know what's going on there.
We want to hear everyone else's experience.
John never leaves the house.
Bad yet, then.
Which is why I'm just keeping quiet because and look, I grew up in South Africa. My experience is very different. I've not gone back and done a safari type hunt. I've always hunted as a South African. So it's a very different experience. I haven't gone through, importation of firearms and things like that.
No.
I still own firearms in South Africa. So it's a different experience for me. So I'm always keen to hear other people's experience.
Yeah.
And I want more people to go and hunt in Africa because it is amazing. The animals are amazing. So
incredible.
Well, see, now you've got a contact to get that 308 out of the country.
It's getting it into Australia. That's
there's a man who knows all about that. You're talking to him.
Temporary permits are okay. It's the it's importing it permanently.
Why have you had a problem with that, Jono?
It's so difficult getting the.
Got to get the export permit from South Africa. You should be able to get the import permit for Australia.
Import would be easy.
I've heard it's really difficult to permanently import it.
No,
that bloke in the top corner, he knows all about this.
I do own a 308. Yeah.
And you're in Brisbane.
Yes.
Will they let you have 2 308s?
Yeah, Mark's got 2. Yeah.
I don't see an issue.
Okay.
You might be right.
No,
but
I went through the process of looking to import a little gun that my dad owned, and we've kept it. My father passed away when I was a kid. It was the first and only rifle I'd been bunny shooting with my father, so I wanted to keep it. And when I inquired about it, the process was actually quite simple. You just needed to be able to show that you'd owned that rifle for a period of time so that you could have it on sentimental grounds. And it was easy.
Well, I've imported 3 Heims, and I've had no trouble with the Australian side of it. I had more trouble getting them out of Germany.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I've imported 3 Heims. And it's not an issue. You apply for a 709 import permit. Then once you've got that approved, that will allow the overseas country to apply for their export permit. Your problem could be getting an export permit out of South Africa.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
And then once you've got the documentation coming, you then apply to buy a new firearm. You then get a registered license. You have to say on your 709 that who's going to be the licensed gun dealer to clear it for you. You can't clear it.
Yeah.
You've got to get a gun dealer to clear it.
Brokerage from someone.
And they'll charge you a small fee, which is fair.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's been no trouble.
Okay, I should probably look into it, because if you listen to our last podcast, we spoke about sentimental and favourite things, and I've got my 308, which is the first rifle I ever owned, which is still in South Africa, which I'd love to bring over. So maybe I should look into it. I probably should.
Well, give us a call. I'll help you.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problems. No.
So, I've been thinking about a hypothetical to ask. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions, Ian. So the first one is, I want to hunt Africa. I've never been before. And other than I know that they've got animals that run around on 4 legs there. And, what package might you recommend me? I've never hunted Africa before. I'm an Aussie. I'm capable of shooting animals. I've shot pigs, I shoot deer, I shot goats, but I've never hunted Africa before, and I want to go, and I don't have a particular type of animal that I want to chase other than I want to have an African experience. So what country, for instance, might you suggest I start with?
Well, you really need to start at South Africa. Okay, and there's no way to describe it. It is a farm hunt. But I've had one of my best hunts was on 1,800 hectares, where we walked out of the lodge and we hunted a blessed buck, and it took us all day because there were so many eyes watching you. Every time we got near that blessed buck herd, somebody made a noise. They all went running again. Okay. So it all comes down to what your expectations. I've got guys coming saying, I don't want to hunt behind wire.
Okay.
That in South Africa, everything is wire. It depends on how big the block is.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got a couple of properties that have got 40,000 acres. Another one's got 23,000 acres. I've got another one that's only 10,500 on one side of the road and 10,500 on the other side of the road. I can put you in one side without a gun, hamstring you a little bit, you mightn't get home because everything lives in there.
Okay,
it's very thick, and we've hunted buffalo in that place, And
so suggesting I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to start South Africa, and I will be hunting on a private block that is technically fenced, but it could be that
can
doesn't
be the size. Yeah,
that's right. So, what animals should I kind of start with? Again, as a newbie, what should I really be thinking about in terms of these kind of properties I'm going to hunt in Africa, in South Africa, specifically in South Africa?
Yeah, I have a couple of packages in South Africa at the moment. I have a thing called the Buddy Package I put up on Instagram the other night. It's two guys, has to be 2 guys, 2 zebra, 2 impala, 2 warthogs. So that's one each. That's 6 nights, 7 nights, 6 days, right? That's a starting point. Yep. And then when you get there, you'll add to that.
That's it. What do they call that? That's that sales thing,
It's that marketing.
It's upselling.
What do they call that? Where you go in a shop and they sell the extra thing. What's that called?
It's an upsell.
Upselling.
It's not upsellers. It's something else like that. But basically.
You were looking for the free steak
knives. At the end of the day, as I said, you have a list. You get to Africa, and you throw the list out the window.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but
If you-
let's stick with it. We won't do that. We'll get to that. So
Yeah.
basically, so the smart thing is, I need to round up a mate. We're going to do this 6 night, 7 day. We've got a list of animals that I know what a zebra is. I
Yeah.
know
What
okay,
is-
sure.
You know what an impala is? That is a good standard African
Sure.
package to go on a walk.
Now, so I'm going to fly from whatever, Brisbane or Sydney to South to.
You're going to fly
where do I fly to?
You fly from Sydney, and you got to get to Sydney. You fly from Sydney to Johannesburg.
Okay,
Qantas.
Joburg. Yep.
Okay, you'll land in Joburg about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Depending, this package I just told you about, you will overnight in Johannesburg at a place, or I book a place called Afton Lodge, which is a hunting lodge. I can put you into a hotel for a similar price, but you could be in a hotel anywhere in the world. You're not on safari.
Sure.
So this place you go to, there's trophy rooms, there's a fire pit outside. You sit and have a gin and tonic, which is a standard African drink.
Yep.
Or a brandy and coke in your case.
Clippies and Coke. Yep.
And then next morning, you'll be picked up. If you got to go to this place, you'll be taken back to the airport to take a short flight down to Hultsbrut. Okay,
That's right, yeah.
there where you're picked up, you'll be guided around for your 6 days hunting, 7 nights, and sent back to Johannesburg to catch the plane back home.
Sure.
In all that, I do a meet and greet service for the as you get off the airline, being a new person, we say, do the meet and greet where you come off the airline at the air bridge. Somebody's there with your name, Mark, and they say, come with me. With that, they then take you to the immigration, put you through. If there's no politicians, you get through the express line. He'll meet you the other side of immigration. He picks up your bags, takes you around to the police station to check your firearm. That'll be at the police station. And then from there, the people from Afton Lodge will take you to the accommodation. If you're going to some other place that can be driven to, they'll pick you up next morning. If you've got to fly to somewhere else, they'll take you back to the airport. So it's a one system all the way through.
Sure. And when I'm at the actual property, so what's the accommodation like at the place where I'm going to be hunting?
Okay. The accommodation that I'm suggesting now is probably, if you want to put it in stars, it's a lodge. It'll be 4-star. Everything is supplied. Your food, limited alcohol, soft drinks. There's nothing. You do not put your hand in your pocket at all unless you want to buy a souvenir. There's no more expenses.
Okay.
Except in some countries, a tip is expected. Some South African countries like a tip. If the guy, it's not mandatory, but if the skinners have done exceptionally good work, or the tracker has found something that you wounded and he spent all day finding it, then you may like to reward him a little bit. It's not a big amount of money, but it means a lot to those guys.
Yeah, 100 Australian goes a long way in South Africa.
A massive long way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So your package that includes things like trophy fees and all that's in there.
All the trophy fees are included. The daily rates, the trophy fees are included.
Okay.
The only thing
And
that's
what
not
about-
included, taxidermy.
Okay. We've had people on before though. Does it include the prep for taxidermy?
Yes.
The skinning, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
would
skinning.
do.
It's all everything till the point of till it gets picked up from the farm to go to the taxidermist is included.
Sure.
But when it's picked up from the farm, the company I use now charge a pickup fee.
Yep.
Okay, and then they take it back, and I am the contact between them and the taxidermist. I've only just started this service. So many clients in the beginning would say to me, "What's the taxidermy? What's the taxidermy going to cost?" And I'd say, "Well, if it was $10,000 trip, allow $10,000 extra, but you won't need it straight up front. But you got to be prepared for it." Now, with this new company I'm using, it is very, very reasonable. I've just had 2 clients who were quoted $1,600 to do a mount on a kudu, US. This same company I'm using now is quoting 1,100 Australian dollars, and the work is good.
That's good.
Okay, that's a massive saving, and their argument is hunt more, save on taxidermy so you can hunt again. But the thing is, and he knows that he's not going to get Australians back if the work's not good.
Yeah.
We just won't go back. I've had 3 shipments in now, and everybody's been more than happy with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically we're looking at, what'd you say, 6 nights, 7 days. It's a full package. I'm going to get to the airport. I'm going to fly out of Sydney. I'm going to, when I hit the ground at Joburg, I'm going to be looked after from when we land.
When you land,
so
you get looked
basically
after.
someone's going to pile me on a plane, or at least get me to the bar before I get on the plane.
No, they'll get you back to the check-in counter make sure you go through that door.
And they're gonna. That's
After
right.
that, it's up to you.
That includes a set of animals that we all kind of recognise.
Yeah.
It's also going to include me able to get my own firearm there. So if I want to hunt my own firearm, that's going to happen. And there's obviously the taxidermy component on top of that if I want to get taxidermy, and there's other expenses that just pop up because of travel. But basically, that's kind of I'm going to have a pretty good idea of a number
before you go,
and the effort involved in that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Look, I'll give you an example here. I've got a thing here. This is this TTI taxidermy group. They've given us a rough quote for a gemsbuck, impala, kudu, and wildebeest, all shoulder mounted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only place they've screwed up, they've got a shoulder mount, freight to Australia, and Australian clearances of 7,300. That's a quote when the dollar's at 64 cents. All right. However, where they've screwed up, they have.
That's for all.
That's
four.
all four. That's all four on the ground.
That's a good price.
That's all 4 on the ground. Okay, and taxidermed up.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And shipping freight. That's freight as well. So
that's not bad.
That's good. That's good.
But they have screwed up in this
bad.
quote. They haven't allowed for Australian Aquis who've just put their fees up, and they haven't allowed for Australian government wanting GST on that bloody original amount.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Okay.
So it's a little bit higher. It's probably around about
Put through the
8,500.
Yeah, GST. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, that's good. And the fact that they're including the freight, because that's where a lot of people get stung.
Yeah.
Because
that's
They don't
true.
realise.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Look, freight components, goes up and down all the time.
Yeah, of
As an
course.
importer, you just got to keep an eye on it.
But you're going to pay $1,000 to get over $1,000 to get a deer shoulder mounted in Australia. So
hell yeah.
I think to get your African animals done and shipped and cleared in Australia for $8,000, I think is actually
You're essentially paying, just close to $4,000 for the shipping and paperwork. You're already going to get them taxidermied, right? So really, you're topping that up with $4,000 to do the rest.
Yeah.
Look, no disrespect to Australian taxidermists, they're all very good, and they do deer, water buffalo. They do pigs really good. I have a Nyala here. That's a fantastic amount, but it looks like a red deer.
They don't have the right forms.
They don't have the right form. Some guys are really good. Like
we got too many taxidermies that I have good relationships with.
No, seriously. I've got my kudu here, which was done by a Melbourne taxidermist, and you couldn't pick it from anything else. It's amazing. But he knows Africa. He hunts Africa.
Yeah.
He hunts Africa.
Okay.
So there's something to be said for using.
They've got to hunt. If they've hunted that continent,
locals.
then they've got a chance of doing it.
Yeah.
So let's jump to next hypothetical.
Oh no!
Hang on.
Okay,
sure, go. Yeah, no, it's okay. Go.
And you threw this up on Instagram. Did you publish the price?
What's that? Yes.
All right. Well, we may as well share it if you're comfortable doing that.
Oh
so
yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, the hunt that we've just spoken about. I'm just getting my calculator out now. See how long it's going to take me to.
It's 4,250 per person.
Say again, sorry.
4,250 per person. It's 8,500. 6 nights. 6 days, 7 nights.
That's a bloody
Three
good
animals.
price.
And what's airfares to get? What's airfares?
Airfares at the moment about 2,300. I booked some airfares the other day for clients going next year. We've got 2,300.
Yeah, correct. The prices to South Africa have really come down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going next year, and yeah, you can get $2,000, just over $2,000
You
to
can get them under
Johannesburg.
$2,000 if you're lucky on the day
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, if you play around with your dates, you can.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'll likely extend your trip potentially as well. You might stay on, a couple of days after and do something else. But yeah, if you play around with your dates a little bit, you can get $2,000. And down to Sydney is cheap. You can drive to Sydney if you wanted to. But
Yeah. Well, see, that other place I just told you about there, they are half an hour from Opera Gate in Kruger. So you can go to Kruger. They'll take you into Kruger for the day or for a couple of nights, which is a real great experience. I've got one group next year who are staying at Afton Lodge for the first night, being picked up, then having 3 days through Kruger, travelling north to go to do a bow hunt up in the Limpopo area. So they're going to have a look at their animals before they go shoot their animals, which to me makes a lot of sense. I often do it in reverse. If Guy's taking his partner, I say, finish off in Kruger Park, and she'll let you go again.
yeah.
I tend to look them on the ground after I shot them. But anyway,
No, it's different when you get driven around and the animals
yeah.
pointed out, and you have a beer and a cocktail and a sunset. The
Sunset
wilds love
cocktail,
that.
yeah.
Okay. So, any more questions, guys?
No, I just wanted to round that package out.
So
because,
so that's about 6.5, 7. The flying.
Well, you're up for 10 grand.
Yeah.
Well, 12 grand including your taxidermy. No, 14 grand including your taxidermy. With that taxidermy bill, what we do is once the trophies are collected, you'll have about 30 days before they contact you because they'll go into quarantine. They'll then send you a quote or send you a letter saying, we have your trophies. What do you want to do with them? Do you want them shoulder mount? Do you want a European mount? Do you want to do with the back skin? We get all that information. They'll come back then with a written quote. Then they want 60%. Then they'll book them in. And then it'll take approximately 12 months before you have to pay the last lot to come out. So you've got a reason to save.
Yeah. And okay. So let's jump up to a level. So you've been once
and you want to go back somewhere.
Go again. You want to, you want more this time. South Africa again, or
no?
We might go somewhere else.
Look, I sell Namibia. That's the only way. I sell Namibia. I sell Mozambique. I will sell Zimbabwe to you. Okay, but I'll be saying you can't take your firearm there. The Australian government passed a law many, many years ago during the Bush War, and it basically said Australians were not allowed to take firearms into Zimbabwe. For whatever reason, I've give up trying to get to the bottom of it. It wasn't enacted until the Labor Party come back in to power last time. Then suddenly they shut it down because I used to take my firearms into Zimbabwe. No problems at all. But now we're not allowed to do it. And Border Force will check your passport and your flight details, and you'll have to justify yourself. If you've been over on a hunting expedition and you've been into Vic Falls, even if you've been there, if you've been into Zimbabwe, even if you've only gone to Vic Falls, they'll say, what did you do with your firearm? Then you'll need a letter from somebody that they stored in South Africa. It's just a nightmare. So I know guys go there and they do all sorts of things. I'm just not involved with it.
Pick up John 308 on the way through.
I can book you a great hunt, but I'm telling you, you hire the camp gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be that mid-tier animal that I might be looking for now? So what am I expanding my horizon to?
Well, look, there's over 30 different species of animals you can hunt in South Africa. It comes down to what you like. Once you've seen them, you'll know what you want. You might want a gemsbuck, or you might want a golden gemsbuck, which is a new thing they've introduced. They look fantastic. You might want a black wildebeest and a golden wildebeest. I don't know.
Giraffe.
Blue and
and then the
Giraffe
price
to
goes up as
2,500.
it goes. Sable
Mm.
is one of the premium animals, but they've come down and priced something chronic.
Oh,
They
they've
used to
gone
be
to
very
very
expensive.
cheap. Yeah.
So,
No, they're
I mean, for me, it would be a Cape buffalo. That's what I want. If I went to Africa, I'd want to hunt a Cape buffalo.
I've got guys who just want to hunt Cape buffalo, and I've had
I'm
them
one of those
hunt them
guys.
behind eye. I've had them hunt behind wire,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had them hunt in 40,000 hectares.
Okay.
And both can be equally as difficult. You know, like we shot one in 20,000 acres, and he wasn't a big wide buffalo, but he had a bad attitude, and every time he saw somebody, he didn't like you. And it was one of the most exhilarating hunts that client ever had, hunting that thing.
Wow.
Big bosses, not wide, but just big bosses with an angry attitude. Then I've had guys hunt in and not get them. The bush is too thick. This year, at the same place as that sheep hunts on, I had 4 guys go there, 200 buffalo. The first one was shot on the first night, nice buffalo. The second guy shot one, I think on the third night, wounded it. They looked for 3 days, even with the helicopter, and couldn't find it. So he had to pay. On the last day, he decided to shoot another one, and he got the full gambit. He got a charge. So he got his money's worth.
For sure.
So it comes down to me. I've shot 3 buffalo in my career. I've shot 1 in Zimbabwe and 2 in Mozambique. Would I shoot 1 in South Africa? Probably would, in the thick bush, on a reasonable sized property. Where these guys hunt it, it's quite thick and quite challenging. You should find them, but you may not too. Or you might find ones you want to shoot.
And also, it depends what you're after. If you want to find a good animal, South Africa is the place to go, because they've invested in it. They've brought in genetics. They look after their animals. Yes, if you a buffalo on 20,000 acres, we saw that mark. And when we were up in the territory, I know we were on a big property, but 20,000 acres is big. And yes, a buffalo is a big animal, but trying to find these animals is really, really
amazing.
hard. And then trying to get in close to one and then try and shoot one. And, again, they're not like the water buffalo where they can be, I mean, they've got tempers, but Cape buffalo are notorious. They're Black Death. They're going to come for you. If you wound that thing, I wouldn't want to be following them up, put it that way, without a PH with a rifle. Yeah.
My experience is Australian water buffalo are really hard to kill. That's my experience. I've only shot a couple. The last one was with a 4.58 light, and I shot it 3 times right in the boiler room. Then I had to end up shooting him in the head because he just wouldn't stay down. But a Cape buffalo,
stubborn.
If you muck up, he will come for you. Also, then a Australian water buffalo will come. I've had a friend of mine got by a water buffalo, but a Cape buffalo, I've had 2 friends killed. Or one friend and one guy I know killed by them. They don't take prisoners. That's what they call it, dangerous game hunting.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a dangerous game. So what's a buffalo going to cost me?
You can start from 14,000 for 6 days to pay whatever you want to. My current rate, what I think is fair rate, is 7,500, 7 nights. Okay.
And you're there. You've got a laser focus on buffalo at that point.
You're laser focused.
It's going to take you that time. Yep.
Yeah. It'll take you that time because there's quite a few buffalo in that place. It's a matter of sorting through them.
And that's
making
in
sure you get
South Africa, or is that?
That's in South Africa.
That is?
Yeah. That's north of Polokwane. The buffalo in the Lowveld, where this other hunt is, that's really thick area, and you'll need at least 7 days to sort that out. You can get them on the first night. There's no doubt you can.
Like
that's hunting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's hunting.
Okay. So,
but
like
if you want truly wild, then you go to Zimbabwe, or you go to
Mozambique.
You go to Mozambique, or you go to the Caprivi Strip. Hunt a buffalo in the reeds in the Caprivi Strip is challenging.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. There's no doubt about it. Because you're
Okay.
in water, and you've got crocs, and you've got buffalo and elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, it's horses for courses. People going the first time, you start with South Africa, and as you progress, you end up looking to go further abroad for a different experience. Okay. It's like Mozambique. I went there in 2005. Mate shot a buffalo and I shot one mate shot a buffalo and my other mate and I shot sable. And it was fantastic. There was a few wild lions there, but just a few. But 5 years ago, they introduced 20 lions. There's now over 60 lions in that area. It's 100,000 hectares, but 60 lions is a lot. That's a lot of lions, even that large bit of dirt. And as one of the PHs said to me, he said, once upon a time we'd jump out of the truck and walk around the billabong to see if there's any spoor. But now you jump out, take a gun, because you don't know what's going to be around the other side. It's pretty wild.
Okay. So what's the top of the tree then?
Sorry?
What's the big end of town in hunting Africa? What's really the premium? If as you said, the zebra, impala, and I can't think the other one is an entry point. If the middle of the road is spending a buffalo, what's
the ultimate hunt is an elephant. That's the ultimate hunt. That's a true hunt. Everything else, buffalo is a hunt. They're all hunts, but the elephant hunt is a hunt with your legs. You find the mark and you track it. There's no other way of doing it. And they often say you hunt elephant with your legs. And if you're hunting because we can't bring trophies back in Australia, all my clients and myself, we hunt non-trophy elephants. And to me, that is like looking for 100-pounder of the old days. You find your mark, you track the elephant out, and if it's a trophy, you walk away. So the old guys would track out and see an 80-pounder and not shoot it because they want a 100-pounder. They'd walk away. This is the same deal. To me, that's the ultimate hunt. My last elephant hunt, I tracked out 5 elephants and didn't shoot one. Unbelievably good trip.
And so what part of Africa are you doing that in?
I did that in Namibia. But you can do, like Zimbabwe has a lot of elephants. I've shot 3 in Zimbabwe and 3 in Namibia. My best mate, I won't say what he's done, but he's done Zimbabwe and Namibia and South Africa. There is a place, Timbavati. Okay, They do hunt free-range elephant there. That's as close as you can get to free-range hunting in South Africa for buffalo and elephant. The Timbavati Conservancy.
Huge concession.
Yeah. And I've had clients going there for buffalo, but not for elephant.
Right.
But that's me. That's the ultimate. I like shooting sandgrouse and elephants. Okay. Two extremes.
Sand grouse and elephants. That's hilarious.
Well, then let the sandgrouse land on top of the elephant. I suppose you could.
Well, the other thing is just on that is
a
you
good
can't bring.
sandgrouse hunt is a great way to start a day.
But the bird shooting in South Africa is also very good. But I was just going to say,
it's amazing.
I was going to say there, a lot of people who hunt Africa might want to shoot a lion. You're not allowed to bring them back into Australia anymore.
What about leopards and?
So what's
I was about to say we haven't spoken about cats.
Yeah, what's a prohibited trophy?
The prohibited trophies are elephant products, lion, leopard, rhino. They are the main ones that are prohibited. You can shoot a lynx, you can shoot a hyena. Okay.
Shoot caracal.
Or caracal lynx, whatever, a civet, serval. But you cannot bring anything from a leopard to a lion and elephant product and rhino product. I've got one client who's done the big 5 through me. I've got 2 other clients who've completed their big 5 with me. The elephant tusks I know are stored in, for both of them, or all of them are stored in one's in Zimbabwe, one's in South Africa. If ever they're stamped, if they're ever allowed to bring them in or ever allowed to sell them, that will be, but they're just in storage. A client just shot a leopard in Tanzania. I've only just started sending clients to Tanzania. I don't know a lot about it yet, but he shot a leopard there, but it's going to be taxidermed, and you'll see it at this Afton Lodge. It's going to go into that. So he's got a place for it.
Do you like how he said that?
Sorry?
We're going to see it at that lodge, Mark.
You'd see it at that lodge, yes.
Right, I heard that.
You heard that here, did you?
I maybe I'm misinformed. I thought leopards were really common.
They are. But our government knows better than.
Of course they do. Look, yeah, we've heard that before. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the reason they're banned is not because of that they're not common. I mean, rhinos under a lot of pressure, obviously an elephant as well, but it's more around just the sentiment against them. Lions in South Africa are bred everywhere. There's actually too many of them.
Yeah, no, our kangaroos look pretty to English people. You know, I get it. Like it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's all right. I was curious. I thought I must have had that wrong, but no, I'd heard that they were so common over there now that they were almost at a pest level.
Lock up your dog.
Yeah.
Lock up your dog. You know, look, I've never hunted a leopard. I think I'd be shot by my wife if I did. That's one of the no-nos.
It's interesting,
You'd have to be eating my granddaughter before I was allowed to do anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't...
You know, it's a funny thing,
people have feelings about shooting all sorts of different animals.
Yeah, elephants, it brings up a huge emotion, but
of course it does.
They do so much destruction, you know?
Yeah. For me, I'm not allowed to shoot a giraffe. My wife loves giraffe, and I'm not allowed to shoot one.
I know somebody else has got the same problem.
Yeah, look, this
giraffe's only $2,500 on the list, I saw.
I have to admit, there's certain animals that I wouldn't want, or I don't. There's certain animals I don't want to shoot. I can understand that.
Yeah, no, there is.
So, yeah.
I didn't want to shoot a baboon first trip.
Yeah.
I can shoot a baboon. I'll absolutely love a baboon.
Well, that's the funny thing, you know, like people do that. You know, they go,
I got a guy who's just passionate about it. Baboons. I call him the baboon specialist. He's a Queenslander.
And the monkeys as well.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
Yeah,
monkeys. So the monkeys have got their nuts are blue. We call them blow. That's where the blow bulla comes from as well. They're blue nuts. They're blue. You want taxidermy, she has some blue balls.
So what part of South Africa are you from?
I'm from Durban.
Where there's blue-balled monkeys, obviously.
I'm just working it out. I understand.
Yeah, I'm from Durban. Yeah. No, I grew up in Durban. I've hunted all over South Africa, but I grew up in Durban.
Yeah. Well, you're fortunate. You're very fortunate.
Yes, I am. I grew up in apartheid South Africa, so in 1994 I was a teenager. I didn't start hunting until I was 17. In 1997 is when I started hunting. But that was still in, for me, I started on the smaller species, so I started on blesbuck, impala, and things like that, and I slowly sort of graduated up. I've done kudu, I've done eland, I've done gemsbuck, I've done all of those. I've not hunted dangerous game, but I started on those, what we would say bread and butter species, your blesbuck, your springbuck, your impala. They're really, really good eating. For me, as a South African, we like our meat and our biltong. That's what we would do, but start on the smaller species because that's all my wallet could afford. And then as I earned more, I upgraded. So I think it's the right way to do it. Is like, I wouldn't go to Africa my first ever trip and shoot a buffalo. For me, if I was new, I would go and do impala, warthog, wildebeest, those sorts of things. Like when you see the size of a blue wildebeest, you'll be gobsmacked. They are huge.
It's a poor man's buffalo. It's good. Yeah, it's
correct.
A good start.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good start. It's got a great skin. Looks fantastic.
Okay.
See, I like hunting the little five, the little guys. They're a lot of fun.
The tiny 5 or whatever. Yeah.
Tiny 10.
Yeah, tiny 10. I've got about 4 of them in my collection.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So and the other thing I've done as well, I have done some bird shooting. So I did my
price lifting. He's going through the price lifting.
He's on mute as well. But no, I've done fall raybuck, mountain reedbuck.
Yeah.
Those really, really small, challenging species as well is what I've done.
Yeah.
And I've done some bird shooting. I've done grey-winged francolin, and yeah.
I haven't done grey wing. That's big. That's one of my goals. To do grey wing.
I've done grey wing. So
Yeah.
I did grey wing over English pointers with a hammer shotgun in the highlands of central South Africa, with snow and all that around us. It was
Awesome.
amazing. Yeah, it was.
It's pretty amazing that you get snow in Africa. I know the second time I woke up and there was snow on the ground. The hippos are blowing fog. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So hippo. That's an animal that's
well, that's
not easy.
It's not easy, and now in South Africa in particular, it's extremely expensive.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's one of the dearest. It's dearer than a buffalo. To shoot a hippo. Yeah, it's dearer than a Cape buffalo. In South
logistically
Africa
as well, it's a challenge because you're normally shooting them in the water. It's hard to get up on them, and then you got to get them out of the water.
Yeah.
It's logistically it's expensive.
Okay.
Logistically it's a challenge that pushes up the price. Plus, as people want to shoot them, and those are dangerous animals as well.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. They are the most dangerous animal, isn't it? But
yes.
by tally on the wall.
Imagine the shipping home would be more expensive too.
Well, you're not going to bring the whole lot home unless you full mount hippo on your roof.
That'd be a big full.
You met Mark? He likes a challenge.
I shot a hippo that actually attacked our cook, and that was an amazing hunt. But I didn't want to shoot him in the water, so I could have shot him from the bridge. He was in the river. I could have shot him from the bridge. That would have been easy enough to do, but I ended up shooting him in the reed beds. It was a good hunt. But he actually attacked our cook. Like? I didn't like it. I only had it as biltong. I've eaten elephant. I've eaten everything else, but I didn't like the hippo. Now, I'm not saying it's maybe because it was biltong. I don't know. I love biltong, but I just didn't like the hippo.
Yeah. On the Beyond the Divide, I remember correctly, he shoots a hippo in one of these trips, and it's coming at him, I might have this wrong, but I think they got a call because it killed someone, and so it was an opportunistic. This hippo has killed someone, so they've got to go destroy it. So they said, "Look, do you want to have a crack at this hippo?" And it's coming at him. It's coming to kill him. It's just
they're dangerous, very very dangerous animals.
And it's got that weird kind of big fat jolly movement, but is still covering 30 kilometers an hour type thing as it plods along, and it's coming at you, and it's just going, and it's like, it's not like this angry thing. It's just going, I'm coming to kill you. It's just trotting up to you, and then boom, boom, they let have it. It's a pretty, that'd be a certain thing to see. That's for sure. Now, if I was going, it would be Cape buffalo for me. So I'd like a buffalo. I personally kind of like the North American hunting. Yeah, to me more. Probably because going to places where it's hot is not that exciting for me. But if I went to Africa, it would be. I'd want to do that. I'd want to put on the work on a Cape buffalo.
Yeah, then you just pick the sort of the location, where you, and then if you want to do anything else afterwards, sort of pick an area that works easily without too much issues with firearms and stuff.
Yeah, and you're right about in terms of it's hunting, so it's going to be where it is. Like whilst we hunted this property in the territory, which is what 600,000 plus acres. Where we shot most of the game was actually in a fairly small location, and the guy said, that's where we've been seeing them, and sure enough, that's where they were,
Yeah.
So, it's like anything, it's where they are at the time.
Yeah, but also we were targeting like one or two species. In Africa, you go, as Ian said, there's 30 species. So you've got 40,000 acres or whatever you're on for 30 different species. They all have different habitat and preferences.
Of course,
you can drive around all day and you can spot, 10 to 15 different species. You might not see one that you want to shoot, but you can certainly find them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can hunt it. Some people are happy to shoot from the car. Some outfitters won't let you shoot from the car.
Yeah.
You know, you're only a collector if you shoot from the car.
I'd want to hunt on foot.
Yeah. Most of my clients want to hunt on foot.
Yeah.
But I have a few that are happy that they just want to shoot different animals, or they just want to go and cull. I have guys who want to cull, and that's okay. You shoot them from the car because they're culling meat.
Yeah.
You know, they get a culling price, and they've got to shoot them in the head. You know, it's a whole new ball game. It's not just it's not just shoot them in the body. You got to.
Oh yeah, well that's when I was in England. One of the deer trips I went on, which was a cull trip. I got invited on a cull trip, and so there's headshots and things like that because they themselves were processing it. Well, the meat would go for processing for sale. So yeah, it was a cull hunt.
Well, that's the beauty of Africa. Nothing's wasted. Not a thing's wasted. You know. Even as I said, they even eat the hippo. They eat the elephant. You shoot the elephant for park rangers meat. You know, or the community. Yeah,
well, there's been plenty of videos of the people turn up and there's an elephant on the ground, and then 6 hours later,
it's really good fun
on
to
the
watch.
Ground.
I tell you,
it's gone.
I've been involved in a couple of them. It's quite interesting to watch out there. But sometimes there's an orderly fashion to it. Sometimes there isn't.
Oh.
It's a free-for-all. You just don't want to be involved.
You wouldn't want to be around too many people swimming.
Sometimes there's more blood. It's not the elephants. Yeah.
So, I don't know whether that subject was just covered while I was away. Mark, I just heard you talking about temperatures, but did you ask about particular times of the year?
No.
Okay.
No.
Personally, I do my own personal hunting in September, October, when it is hot. You'll find that the mapani trees have dropped all their leaves. You can see into the bush further. You've got better opportunities. This hunting season is May, as a rule, through to end of October. Earlier is cooler, but the bush is thicker. More of a harder opportunities. So that then you could say I'd send people out to the Kalahari then, where the bush isn't that thick. So it's horses for courses. Anybody ask me a preference? September onwards. But most people want to go on a school holiday if they've got kids. So that's July or September. I've got guys who...
Most people with kids can't afford to go to Africa.
Well, 4,225 ain't too bad, mate. And airfare.
I know, I've heard that. You know, you need to allow 10 to 14 is what I heard.
I wouldn't want your bill going across where you went either. It's substantial with the family.
Yeah. No, absolutely right. It would have been worth saving. But I know that the seasons are similar, right? Compared to winter and summer and season. But I mean, is it exactly the same? The seasons, or
pretty much?
Very much. Except like South Africa, coming September, October, November, you're getting a build up like you do up in Darwin, especially up north, up past Polokwane higher. You're getting opportunity to have thunderstorms and lots of rain. The real rain period is January, if I'm not wrong. January, February. Yeah. They start getting in December. I've been there in early November. I've been there in November for my wife's birthday, and we were at the Limpopo. It was dry. Next morning it was flooded.
Yeah, okay.
Big storms come down.
If you were to, and I know you've talked about lots of different places that you're going. If we talk about the place in South Africa that you talked about earlier on in the chat, the lodge, is I think what you referred.
Lodge.
Yeah. Liken that to a part of Australia. What part of Australia is it similar to? We've got a varied range.
You misunderstood. Afton Lodge is a place you stay on your first night.
Yeah, that's like the hotel.
That's called DK Safaris. That's near Kruger Park.
Right.
Okay, that's down near Kruger Park. It'd be a bit more like Coffs Harbour.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But it's
Coffs
not on
Harbour
the coast.
Temperature.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd say.
Oh, that's.
It's hilly. It's you got the mountains behind it. It's hilly.
It's
not flat ground. It's not like the Northern Cape, which is flat ground.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Okay.
I mean, it's such a big place, so it's
Well,
hard
it's
to
varied.
know
It's
if
a
you haven't
massive
been there.
place.
What the
It's
yeah,
very
so
terrain. Yeah.
I'm literally looking at the map. So Kruger on the map here is close to the border with Mozambique. And yeah.
Do you see the town
There's a
Hoedspruit
Limpopo,
there?
yeah. Sorry, again?
Do you see Hoedspruit on that map? On the edge of Kruger?
I see a place that says, I would assume that's Hoedspruit.
Hoedspruit.
That's it.
That's him. We got it.
Hoedspruit.
Well, that's
Hoedspruit.
Hoedspruit. Yeah, Hoedspruit. Correct me.
Hmm?
Yeah, so that's where that particular property is near there.
Okay.
Okay. So
It's near a place called God's Window.
yes,
Very famous. God's
And
window.
Burke's Luck Potholes. There you go. You heard it here
All right.
first, guys.
And then
So that's
then while Mark's
so
checking
yeah.
out
So
his map,
basically, that's So it's kind of similar in terms of we're in South Africa to Joburg. There, obviously not at Joburg, but it's at okay. So it's that
Okay,
part
so
of the country.
the other place. So I have a place down at Port Elizabeth I use in South Africa for the Eastern Cape. Then I have one up north of the Kimberley, which is the more desert area, the Northern Cape. And then I have one up near Messina, up north, right up north on the border. They're the main four I use in South Africa, and they all depend on your budget. There's 5-star accommodation down to 4-star accommodation.
Okay, Messina, I see that. Yeah, that's near
Okay,
National
so
Park.
from Messina you go west and down a little bit southwest from Messina.
Yep. Okay.
I used to have one right at Messina, but that's no longer operating.
Sure. Okay. So there we go.
So you've got quite a varied terrain, varied climate. Once you get past Polokwane, up going north, it is a malaria area. Rare, but it is a malaria area. Even Hoedspruit can be a malaria area. So we always tell the people they should speak to their doctor. I don't take anti-malaria tablets except if I go to Capri or Mozambique or Zimbabwe.
Okay.
But I know people who have got malaria from up that part of the world.
So when I went to Kruger, we took
malaria
just in case.
Yeah, because it is a malaria area.
Okay.
You can get
there
it.
we go. Something worth considering.
Yeah.
Okay.
all
So
right, I got another question.
Ian's basically going to ask you how long the beds are.
I can do that.
No. I want to talk about gear because we've talked about climate, so it's similar to this, but we're coming on a guided experience. Is there? And I'm saying this now. I know, Mark. We're coming on this guided experience. We just need a few more listeners, and a few more Google, and a few more YouTube paydays, and we'll be fine. Is there any particular gear that you wouldn't usually hunt in Australia with that you would suggest that people invest in for a trip over to Africa? That's question one. Let's just go with that. Or is the gear that people would normally hunt in over here? And everyone has different hunting styles, of course, but we're talking about sort of public land hunters, pack on their back, bino rigs, all of those sorts of things. What would what would a hunter over there be kitted out with? What should they be kitted out with?
Well, as you're being guided by PH, he has most of the stuff. You don't need to take things like GPSs. You don't need, you take your binos. So you can take a rangefinder if you're that way inclined. Okay. You need a small day pack to take your daily stuff in. You may not walk with it, but if you're going to the hotter areas, then you take a day pack with a bladder. Okay. There's generally a few black trackers carrying a bag full of water, but if you want to have your own in a bladder, then you take a bladder. Otherwise, you don't need a great deal of backcountry stuff.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Good pair of boots, good pair of putty gaiters. That's all you need. Everybody seems to carry a knife. What we carry it for, I don't know.
on our belt,
Like we
so we
carry
can
5,
quick draw
but-
yeah.
You know, but I take a knife, I take a bullet belt, and a pair of binos. That's my gear.
That's
And a
why I
good
was
camera.
asking.
I'd say.
And a good camera, yeah. A good camera.
Someone I know.
But now with phones, you know, one of my best mates, and he's not a client anymore. Yeah, he's just a good mate. Finally got him to go to Tanzania to shoot this leopard. And he took a brand new iPhone. He took the best photos he's ever taken because I give him a good camera. He forgets to use it. The iPhone sits in his pocket, so he took some great photos. Some of those are up on the Instagram page now. What he took, the ones for Tanzania, he took with an iPhone. So, yeah, good camera. This is what you need.
Yeah. Someone I know that I went hunting with recently, who had a double gun, said that after we gave him a bit of curry about the bruises on his arms, that no man's ever walked through Africa with a double gun and a pack on his back, and you've just told us the truth of that. I reckon it was the pack strap that gave him the bruising.
Yeah,
it tended to slide off the back.
Yeah, look, I've used a double gun. That's my favourite thing to use. And the number of times I've carried I carried a pack when I went up to Darwin buffalo hunting, but I didn't in Africa when I went elephant hunting. I just took a camera.
Yeah.
And then the trackers had the water. But if you have a pack, then you need a pack with a very flat strap for that sort of stuff.
You do.
Not a big bulky strap like you probably
smart.
used in one of my packs, carrying weight.
Oh, well,
might have been that pack.
Might have been that pack.
Might have been that pack.
But
It doesn't matter.
you put a good recoil pad on it.
Yes, it does. Needs one of those things. Protect
The other thing is,
more than anything,
if your
protect the
double
timber.
gun's fitted to you, you shoot it like a shotgun. You won't hit.
Oh yeah, no, this is a 28 gauge. You know, that's what it is. It's just that it's got no recoil pad, which it needs to protect. Actually, it needs a recoil pad more than anything to protect the timber.
Yeah,
you know, from just that putting it on the ground or putting it in the vehicle or anything like that. You need a recoil
I'm amazed
pad.
it didn't come with one.
No, they don't come with a recoil pad. So put it on the. Needs a recoil pad really to protect the timber work. That's what it is, and I will get one on it.
Yeah, it's won't devalue it.
No, it didn't. The recoil, it's like everything. You know, you only find out later.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I like double gun hunting. It's really cool.
And we know a guy who's got something to do with double guns too. So Tom Auger from Rigby. So there's
Tom.
there's a good contact there.
We've had him on the podcast. So.
Yeah, I've had him on, and I did a thing about the Rigby showroom, so we've had him on. And actually, we're hoping to have a hunt with Tom next year sometime, but not in Africa, but it might be stage one.
Yeah, well, I spoke to Tom at the SSAA show about Africa.
Yeah,
I know Tom.
So yeah.
So the Rigby guys are good.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, what do I need to be aware? I suppose it all sounds very good, and what appears, I suppose to put it in some kind of context, you're like a very specialised travel agent. You're going to put the whole package together. What do I need to be aware of though? What's the things that aren't the the lollipops and rainbow side of thing? What should I be aware of when I'm travelling overseas to hunt like that?
When you're travelling overseas to hunt, if you book through me, there's nothing to worry about because we have you covered from the time you get on. By the time you go and see customs with your gun, you get on the Qantas plane, you get off in Johannesburg, you're met. Okay, you're then guided around we pre-do all the paperwork, so it's just a matter of stamp. You're met, you're guided around to the police station to pick up your firearm and identify it and pick it up, sign their bit of paper. You're then guided to the place where you're staying for that night. Next morning, if you're not flying somewhere, the outfit will pick you up at that lodge, take you away, and bring you back and put you into the check-in counter. That's how seamless it is. If you're booking online, look, don't get me wrong, I'm not the cheapest person doing this stuff. I just think, I think I'm one of the most ethical. I'll tell you if you've been, if you don't need to do it or take something. But if you're booking online, you've got to be careful. You get what you pay for sometimes. Oh, we've got them on quota. You get there. Oh, sorry, the quota didn't come through. So I've had that happen to a couple of guys. And one guy saw me at AAA, said, next time I go, I'll book through you, because he's had that happen. He's had it happen with his trophies. The guys, once he shot his animals, the guys delivered them to the taxidermist he wants them to go to. You don't get a choice. Well, you can get a choice if you know who to ask for, right? Because I had trophies picked up today that they were, these people are quoted that US dollar amount to do the kudu, yet we've halved their costs. But they had no choice where they went to. But once we found out where they went to, we sent our people to get it. And they're the things you got to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that I can offer the complete package now. I'm not a travel agent. I don't do the bookings. I have a travel agent I've used for years. She knows which airlines will carry firearms. She knows who to tell, to advise that you're going to take a firearm. So it's all pre-done. I'll do all the other work from there on, including now to the taxidermy, so that you have one contact. And if something goes wrong, I use two companies to clear the firearms in South Africa. I use a company called Air 2000, and the other one is Afton Lodge Safaris. Both have reasons for doing it, but I've had two guns go missing, and they were cleared through by Air 2000. I ring up Anne, and within half an hour, she's located those guns. I was shopping in Pretoria at one of the gun shops. I get a phone call from a mate who just landed back in Sydney. My 375 didn't turn up. So I ring Air 2000. Within half an hour, she said, it missed the plane. It's on the next plane. This is the booking number. And that's the services we give by the people I use. Never been stolen, but we could find things. And if you're just doing it yourself, who do you ring?
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Who do you ring?
Yeah.
It's only ever happened twice in the hundreds of safaris I've sent, but it's the best money we've ever spent. It's like insurance.
Yeah.
You don't need it until you need it.
Yeah, I think you hear the stories. I know someone who hopped on a plane and went over there, and the whole thing was a scam.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
One of the local guys, wasn't it?
Yep. Someone we know. So yeah, it's a shame that stuff happens, but it happens all over the world.
Happens.
It's not just Africa that this stuff goes on.
It
happens in America too.
Yeah,
Look,
the world's
as I've said many times, I've only ever been on one guided hunt, and it was it was one of the. It was so bad we laugh about it, as we call it. It was the world's best farm stay, So yeah, and that was, mate, that was in this state. I didn't drove there. So
the fact that you paid someone to go and hunt pigs still baffles me. But that's
so there's that.
I didn't see a single pig
though.
Well, it was the big adventure. It was the big adventure up north. Big venture up north, 7 days, a whole lot. Yeah, no,
didn't see a single pig, did you, Mark?
No, I did. But when we weren't hunting, saw plenty of pigs, but not when we were hunting. But anyway, that's it. So I've been completely understanding about, as I said, I travelled within the state, and I had a pretty dodgy experience. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that it can be going overseas can be just as bad, or if not worse.
Look, one of my pleasures is seeing first-time hunters go and come back and say they had a fantastic time.
Oh, yeah.
I've only ever returned commissions to some people who went to New Zealand who said that they never saw enough ducks. They only shot 5 ducks. They never saw enough ducks. And so I said, that's not on. I return their commissions. I ring up the guide, and I get told they shot something like a case of shells off of 4 ducks. It's not they didn't see the ducks.
Yeah,
They couldn't shoot.
couldn't see them all the lead in here. That's why.
So that's the only time I've ever had to do that. But I had a wife buy her husband a kudu hunt for a birthday. Then they wanted to go down to Kruger Park to see the Big Five. And my PA at the time, who was really, really good, she said, I can't deal with this woman. Can you deal with it? And I said, yeah. So I got to speak to her. And I said to her, you're going to have the kudu hunt, then you're going to go to a place called Nagala in Kruger. It is my favourite spot in Kruger. If you're not happy, I'll return the commissions I make out of you on Kruger. I said, but you go there and honestly, you have to come back and tell me face to face that you didn't like it. I got a phone call. You were 100% right. This is an amazing place. While she's still sitting on the deck I told her to go and sit on. And that's the win. The win is getting positive feedbacks.
Especially from a non-hunter as well.
Especially from a non-hunter.
Yeah.
Look, 70% of my business each year is repeat clients. Some have been 4 and 5 times. It might not always be to Africa. It could be to Argentina. It could be to Canada. But they're repeat clients. I had a guy ring up the other day. Are you still doing hunts? You hunted 7 years ago with me. Booked a buffalo hunt. So that's what I'm most proud of, is that people have faith and trust. And if there's an issue, I'll deal with it, so that they don't have to deal with it.
And that's a hunt I could do, is the pigeons in Argentina. Have you done that?
Yeah.
I didn't want to raise it. I didn't want to bring this up. And
what?
I say this because I saw Ian posted this. I don't know how much money it was. I looked at it. I went, "Oh, that hurt." And it was for pigeons and something. And I'm like, "What is it? What's the fascination with people and pigeons?"
You like shooting clays? Can you imagine just going shooting off
bird shooting?
hundreds?
Bird
I'm
shooting.
sure people love it, but I just don't get it. But that's okay.
I love it. I love it. Bird shooting is a thing. All right.
I've shot a serious amount of birds in Argentina. I didn't realise there's a special pin if you shoot 1,000 doves in a day.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realise that. I had 6 clients with me, and I stopped shooting and went around to take photos of them all and videos so I could give them something, say, oh, no, good, End of the day, I found out I shot 924. I only need another 2 boxes. I could have got 1,000. I stopped at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I had enough.
I'd love to do the doves in Argentina. Absolutely.
Yeah. I would go to Africa bird shooting before I went to Argentina.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Only because of the variety. You do a 7-day bird hunt in Africa and you can have such variety of shooting. Now, you can only shoot, as I said, after a day of 1,000 birds, you've had enough doves, pigeons. But you go to Africa, you do bullfinch, you do your pigeons, rock pigeons and your doves. Go down somewhere else and do red-eye doves, which fly different to the bloody mourning dove. Then you do driven guinea fowl or walk-up guinea fowl, Franklin over dogs. Then go to a duck shoot in the evening or a goose shoot in the morning.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got a variety.
Your comment earlier that bird shooting's free, you're just paying for the time at the location rather than the actual birds themselves.
Oh, yeah, that's another story. Back on that original story. The original story. I went down there and I kept saying, when are we going to go bird shooting? I'd shot a couple of animals. And when are we going to go, we've got to do this first. We've got to do that. Because I didn't fully appreciate dead animals on the ground was money in their pocket.
Sure.
Right? Bird shooting was they just charge you for the shells. So anyway, about the 5th night into it, he said, we're going to go bird shooting this evening. Now, I don't know whether this is racist or not, but he says, we've got to go and get some Labradors. And we go to the local village and toot the horn. The kids all come running out, and off we go dove shooting. So I had a fantastic night dove shooting. The kids picked up every bird, and I said to him, "What he's going to do? Take them home?" He said, "Hell no! They're going to go to the bush and eat them. If they go home, their old man will come home drunk, beat them, and eat them on them." They go to the bush first, have the little campfire, and feed themselves, and then they go home. But that was a great experience watching these kids. They were so excited, so enthusiastic. I did another bird shoot at Rorke's Drift. We had a Zulu mob come off the hills at the end of the shoot to pick up all the birds. It was like Rorke's Drift all over again. Then they all stood in line to get their share of the birds to go home.
Wow.
It was amazing. I like bird shooting. Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I do too.
It's a hoot. That was my first passion. But now it's
Birds.
little guys and big guys.
I think we're drawn to a close, guys. Any final questions?
I don't think so. No. We've covered it from start to finish,
Yeah.
as you would expect for someone who organises the start to
That's
finish
what,
experience.
I think that's exactly what we wanted too. We wanted to, how do I get it? How do I make it happen?
Somebody
And
just
what's
has
the
to
easiest
ring
way?
me and we talk it through.
Yeah.
Somebody will email me. I'll email them straight back. What's your phone number? I'll ring you. It's much easier to talk, and then you can feel from their voice what their passion is, what they want to do. And as much as I hate a list, you start with a list, which is a budget basically, and then when you get there,
start somewhere.
when you get there, everything goes out the window. It really does. I shoot
That's
the
the
first
scary
couple,
bit, right?
but everything else goes out the window. The other thing that is of interest that people watching this should know, one of the differences with me is that once you go, you don't take any money to pay for any animals. Okay? What will happen is I'll take a deposit from you early in the piece to secure the dates. 30 days before you go, I'll take the balance of the daily rates. And if your budget says $10,000, for example, for the animals, I might take $3,000 of that and hold it in trust. Because if you don't get them, if you're shooting a la carte off the menu and you don't get them, you don't need to carry that sort of money with you in South Africa. What will happen, all the outfitters trust me, that when you come home, or before you get home, I'll have your bill and I will pay that bill. Then it's up to me to get the money out of you guys. That way you're not having exchange rate issues and you're not carrying a lot of cash. And I can tell you a story about somebody who carried too much cash in a hotel once, flashed it, didn't have it the next morning.
Yeah.
So that's one of my services is that I guarantee you to the outfitter, you don't need to take all that money. You don't need to have $10,000 in your pocket, or pay by credit card and pay a stupid exchange rate.
Yeah.
That's one of the pluses.
It's a hell of a service.
Yeah.
It is.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Mate,
Well, thank you for your time, guys. I enjoyed that.
I was going to say thank
It's
you
been
for
a
your
great
time.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
great chat. Yeah. And we'll post some details in the notes
Yeah.
of the upload so that you can find Ian, and you'll see some other posts on the socials
Excellent.
that wrap around this when we upload it. And I'm sure there's loads of people that are going to have questions about it. So fire those questions in if you're listening, and we'll make sure they get answered for you.
Okay, perfect.
We'll go direct to Ian.
I said I will be doing this full time end of next year. Now I said something I shouldn't have said, maybe, but who knows?
Very good.
Yeah.
I'll start saving.
Okay, mate.
Okay, guys.
Good
Thanks,
stuff.
Ian.
Thanks,
Thank
Ian.
you.
Cheers,
All right.
mate.
Cheers, guys.